Hey.
It's good to see you. All right, session 25 is now underway. It is recording. It is happening, and it begins in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to There Will Be Dungeons, session 25. If you can believe it. 25 of these. That's insane. Don't do the math. It's like slash played in World of Warcraft. Gets real ugly real quick. But we've enjoyed every second we've had together. And today's going to be no different. We bring you yet again another episode of There Will Be Dungeons post last week's weird reveal that I cannot wait to freaking fiddle with. But there's so much more ahead of us with me, with Bo, with John, with Kristen and Kyle. We'll get to all that in a second. Before we do, though, a quick email from Bruce from Halifax, Canada. I don't think that's a real place, but here we go. Just kidding, Bo.
It isn't.
That's not. He says, "Hi, Scott and all. Love the show, particularly this episode. Nash is a dragon. Awesome. A question for you, though. Doesn't someone in the party have a portable hole? Couldn't poor Catherine's remains be deposited in the hole and carried out that way? Keep up the great stuff. Both storytelling and character acting from the rest of you makes me feel like I'm right there along for the ride. My best, Bruce from Halifax." Okay.
Aww.
Hadn't thought about the hole at all. So who has the hole? John has everything. Do you have the hole?
There's a reason.
We don't have the hole.
What happened to the hole? I don't remember.
It is under a lot of sand.
Oh, right. We lost it down there with the Dingus twins.
Yeah, we did.
Frick.
Oh, that's why I don't know what this is.
Yeah, because you two were out of town on vacation, and
I like that Scott was like almost cool and modern, and then was like, "Whoa, roll that back a little bit."
I had to walk it back. It was way too hip. I couldn't do it. But because you guys were gone, we had some problems with the hole. I totally forgot about our hole problems. So that's why, Bruce, nobody has a portable hole. If we had it, yeah, problem solved probably. A few other problems, now that I'm thinking about it, may have been solved if we'd have held on to that hole. But we didn't do it. If you'd like to send your own emails into the show, you can do that by heading on over to therewillbedungeons.com. Leave us a message. We'd be happy to read it on the show. All right. I didn't check this before, but I assume Kristen has a rad. Okay.
Oh, before we start, actually, just a little heads up. If you are wondering what equipment we have, you can go to therewillbedungeons.com, click on the link for the wiki, and there you'll find links to all the characters on D&D Beyond, the live character sheets. So you can go ahead and spy on who has equipment, who isn't marking their equipment, and all that good stuff. You can spy on us right there.
That's a great idea. I need to link that to the site. I don't think I have that linked right now.
Oh, actually, you know what? There is a you did it.
Did
Sorry.
I put it in there?
There's a link.
okay.
D&D, there's our wiki link right on there.
Oh, okay, great. Because I have tried to do that and forget sometimes, so I'm glad to hear it's there.
It's in there. So just go right to the site. I think it's even on the launch page. If not, go to the player characters and you'll find the links are there.
All right, there you go. Therewillbedungeons.com is the place to go, and it should branch you out to everything we have going on. And if you see something missing, let us know, and we'd be happy to tweak stuff and put things in there that you want. All right, Kristen, I hand to you the microphone, as it were, hypothetically, so that you may now wow us with your reading wonder.
Perfect. Last time on There Will Be Dungeons, Nash's nasty nocturne. Catobal Praith commenced his cantrip. Nash woke up alone, returned to the unfrequented underground of the solar mines. Hearing the solitary song of a mini mezzo, our bandaged bunny found a girl and her doll. This respite was soon interrupted by a burly boy known as the Bulger. Hiding from this hideous haunt, Nash next nudged himself onward to a room of souped-up cylinders suspending sapiens in a greeny, goopy solutions. Just then, the Bulger busted in. Their battle was bold. Knocked on the noggin, Nash flew at his foe. The two, face to face, their cross-courtship crashed into a cylinder, casting its contents onto the ferocious fighters. Looking for a way to win the day, our hero spotted a nail and went mad with rage. The Bulger would never rise again. Victorious, Nash entered another room, this one reverberating with the warped waves of a loud liturgy. On a slab in the lab lay a body, chest broken open, revealing no heart. The chanting chimed on, a dragon metal heart lowered into the cavity of the cadaver. As the dark ritual melded the metal with the meat, Nash realized that he was staring at an open gash in the Nash of the past. Returning to reality, Nash's human home transformed into that of a black dragon. To wrap up, the gifted goat marked the main map with the locations of wicked weapons. Conceited Council also requested the relinquishing of the esophageal pass with a bombastic bombardment. With a purview of plans pronounced, the group was snapped back to the summoning room. Making their return, they ran into issues with the ever-doting Dorothy, set her on fire, and rested in the cathedral where they waited for the smoke to clear.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah!
Yeah. She's
a cheer at the end of those.
the alliteration queen, everybody, is what oh, wait, hold on. This isn't fair unless I've done this. Hold on. This is good. You need a big finish to those. All right. A queen of alliteration has spoken, everybody. Time to pack up your bags and hand it over to Bo Schwartz. Bo, let's go.
We return to the adventure in the hallway leading up to a pit. Filled with clearing smoke, Varel hunched over, took the bony finger that he got from a corpse in the cathedral, and tossed it across the pit to where he thought the door might be, to see if the door was still there. There's a moment of silence, and you don't hear a sound, Varel. And then you hear it. You hear the bone connect with rock. Onto the other side. You can't see, but the sound, your like best attempts at echolocation tell you that the door made it across and that the passageway is open, though you can't see through the smoke.
All right, you all came with me, right? Like behind me? Oh, okay. All right. So
You're holding your breath. You're holding your breath. You came out alone. They sent you from the cathedral.
Cool. All right, run on back. Keeping low. Holding my breath.
Okay, you make your way back past the room filled with shit, piss, and the smell of smoke.
Not looking.
Knock on the door. Dunk, 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 dunk. The door opens, and they let you in, closing the door quickly behind you.
It's clear.
Varel walks into the room, smelling of smoke and piss and shit.
No door.
How bad is the smoke?
Smoky.
How bad is the shit?
I did my best to avoid it. It is still intact in its bins, though did not burn down.
Well,
Are we prepared?
not sure. In theory, there's air down here, and the smoke should eventually clear, but we also feel like we've wasted plenty of time. It's been, what, weeks now?
2 weeks, according to the door, but the door may be blinded by the smoke, too. And now would be our best time to escape.
It's a good point. I don't know. Should we go for it?
Let's do it.
Let's go. Bo, I'm not in dragon form right now.
You are in man form.
Okay, I couldn't remember when I gave that up.
I think we're gonna say for now that there's no levels of exhaustion. Like, you did transform, but you did that in the weir, and it's kind of on weir time. So
Okay.
we'll say you're all fresh. I did make a little error last week because you said it was once per long rest for the changing, and it that is the case. But we'll consider you freed up to use it at this time.
Okay, but I need a long rest between uses. It's not just
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
For
That's
now,
what
as you grow in power, those things change.
Okay.
It's all on the item.
And I should warn all the listeners and stuff. I'm not going to pop this out every 5 minutes. Okay, it's not going to go that way.
Can't.
I know. Not only can't I, but also I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to be like, I'm a dragon again. You got it has to. We're gonna, we gotta walk softly and carry a big
the only
stick.
one worried about that is Stanley, to be honest.
Yeah, there's no living with me now, according to Stanley, but it'll be okay. It'll be fine. Anyway, yes, we're going with him. Follow the lizard.
All right. If we're running, I feel like we should We should get a good run, and we should also hold our breath best we can. Stay low, move quick, and try to clear the pit.
Jump the pit. Okay, I'll be in front with the lantern from Stanley.
Okay.
I am going to, before we go, as a caution, I am going to take out my rope. I'm going to tie it around my waist. I'm going to tie the other end to the immovable rod, and I'm going to just hold it.
Got it. Okay. You do so.
All right.
Can I get the rest of the march order? Who's going behind Varel?
I'll go behind Varel.
Okay. Hope Stanley or Hope Nash?
Where do you want to go, Hope?
I can bring up the rear unless you wanted to hold on to my tail. Yeah, it's gonna be dark. You can't see.
Actually, I would like to hold on to your tail because I can't see. Without dragon form, I can't see. So.
What world does Nash say no to that?
Yeah, sounds great. I'm gonna hold your tail. You're not. It's not like a big tail, so I don't want you to feel like it's weird or anything. But yes, I'll hold your tail.
Would it be weird if it was a big tail?
Yes, good question.
Well, it's
Decently
weird.
sized tail.
It's weirder because that one. If I was holding Varel's, it's like I'm holding a log because your tail's so big. If I hold hers, it's more like. Isn't it yours? Is just like a. You know.
I think. Can you do that again? Just.
I don't know. It's like that. It's like a fish.
Yeah.
It's not the size of the tail, Scott. It's what you do with it.
I just watched Anaconda, or no, sorry, Piranha.
That big.
And those fish are about this big, so that big is what I'm thinking. It's nothing to do with me seeing the movie. I just am thinking of how big those fish are.
Excellent. All you gift masters out there, you know what to do.
Yeah, get
All
on
right,
it.
so you guys are about to open the door. How are you proceeding? Or is this running? Is holding a breath? Not holding breath? What's?
I will be holding my breath, trying to keep low, moving at whatever pace Varel is.
Okay. Is that same as everyone? The other humans?
Enough speed to
Or
jump
not humans,
the pit. That's
the other
that's
non-lizards.
the goal.
And you guys are going to jump the pit. It was about 5 feet across, so
Right.
definitely clearable, I think, by everybody, right?
Yeah.
Hang on. What's the jump rule again? Does anyone?
You told us the math one time.
Yeah, I think it was even last week, but I don't remember it.
But 5 feet should be pretty easy because I
Yeah,
think
we
we
can take our
were.
time.
Think so too. Cover. I thought I had it in here. No, it's not in here. All right. Oh, there it is. Move 10 feet and jump a number of feet up to your strength score. Oh, strength score. Okay. For a long jump. Okay, so you can jump as many feet as your strength, it sounds like. If you've got 10,
okay.
10 feet of running.
Wow.
Just when you make
We're all a
those.
bunch of jumpers.
If it's a standing long jump, it's half. So if you're running, it's one thing.
I think we
Okay,
should.
cool.
Score, not modifier?
Score. It's modifier for high jump. If you're jumping vertical, you can jump a number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier.
Oh, neat.
But a
I
run
can
jump.
do CrossFit.
You can probably jump. You can jump 6 feet in the air. That's pretty good.
That's a really good vertical leap. Yeah.
All right. So you guys, on a count of like 5.
Last 3 are silent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The door opens. Varel smells nothing. He takes off. No problem. He's gone. The rest of you start running, but it's a little worse than you remembered it, and the stench is very bad. So you guys are not as gracefully making your way behind Varel, but you're running. You're not impeded in any way.
Right.
You guys make it run down the corridor. There's a little bit of an upward direction, downward direction, and so Varel, you can only see a little bit 10 feet ahead of you, but you start to recognize and be familiar with the corridor. You see it, the pit, and you jump. Let's make acrobatics check, please.
Acrobatics.
Very easy DC.
23.
All right, you clear it gracefully and greatly. Just boom, you land into the room. Now, it's difficult for the rest of you because you haven't traveled the corridor quite as much as Varel to know exactly where it is because the smoke still hangs heavy in the air. So you know you need to jump, and you can hear ahead of you Varel jumping, but you're not 100% sure when to jump because you're running. So you're depending on your vision to do it. Hope and Stanley, you have a bit of advantage in this night. You have dark vision, so you can cut through a bit of the fog. But I'm going to need the three of you to roll perception checks, please.
When I jumped, did I end up in the Dorothy room, or is there like a area?
You're in the room. The door, the hole is right next to the door. So
then I will continue running.
You're still running. All right. Let's see if everyone else makes it.
18 for perception.
Shut up.
Okay.
18 also.
Okay.
9.
Hope. All right.
Oh.
So Stanley, you run up. You see the hole, and you spring into action immediately. Make an acrobatics check.
That is going to be a 13.
Okay, you jump across, and your shoulder hits a bit of wall, but you make it through and sort of take a few steps. You see Varel's already gone. You don't see him anywhere near you. Hope, you rolled a 9 for the acrobatics check.
The perception.
Oh, the perception. Okay, so you jump a few feet early. So you're gonna have to clear 8 feet.
Okay.
Can I get an acrobatics check, please?
Okay, cool. Much better. 18.
Okay, so you jump across, and then your tiptoes land on the edge, and you lean back a bit, and you jut your arms out, but then you can't jut them. You feel rock
Can
walls.
I
so you just
reach
pin
out
yourself.
to grab her?
You don't see this. It's happening so fast. There's no time. So you're now like in the doorway, having grabbed on with your tippy toes on the ledge. Nash, you see the hole, but you don't see what's happened to Hope up ahead of you, and you take a jump. Roll an acrobatics check, please.
All right. I have no modifier. 13.
Okay. So you jump across, and something hits you. I need a strength save from you, please.
From Hope, right? Yeah. Hope.
Yeah.
Hope.
Straight 19.
Okay, and so you feel this like large force, and you know it's Nash, just hit you right in the back, boom, and you remain immovable, meaning he's gonna bounce off you and not make it through.
Oh shit!
Nash,
Can I choose?
Nash, I need a dex. Okay, you can roll a dexterity save. No, sorry, Nash, roll a dexterity save.
All
Hope,
right.
roll an athletics check, please.
12.
8.
Okay, so Nash, you scramble to try and grab onto whatever it is you hit before falling down, but it just everything seems to slip from your hands. Hope like turns around quickly to try and grab you, but she has to do a full 180 to turn around, and she's just a few seconds behind that, and so you fall into the hole.
Oh my gosh! All right. Ah! Says Nash Magard of the Solar Mines as he falls.
Okay, so you fall down about, what did we say, it was about 20 feet?
Something like that. Is that what you said?
All right, so you fall down into the hole,
Yeah.
and you sort of crack your head on the wall on the way down, and you land, and you don't hit anything. There were spikes down there, but you don't hit any of them. You just take the fall damage as you fall down for 9 points of damage, essentially, and you get the wind knocked out of you. Nothing feels broken, but you're definitely in bad shape in the bottom of the hole.
For some reason, there we go. D&D Beyond is being very weird with my mouse. There we go. 9.
Yeah. Your visibility down the hole is a little better though, so you can kind of see that you're in the hole, and you look up and you just see sort of smoky room. You see Hope with her hand reached out, just like a look of horror on her face.
And I'm now considering my height, I'm what, like 12 feet away from any reach or anything?
It's about 20 feet drop.
Okay.
So you need a rope to get down there.
All right. Let me apply my damage now that this is working. All right. Stanley, throw me that rope.
All right, I'm gonna walk over. I'm gonna, excuse me, to Hope.
I'll move to the side.
Is there anything down here with me, Bo?
No. There's like a few like stone spikes that have been carved out of the ground that you didn't get hit by.
No bodies or poo or pee or anything.
No.
Just your shame.
Just my shame. All right. Sorry, John. Go ahead.
I'm gonna untie the rope from around my waist, click the stick on the immovable rod, throw the rope down.
Rope suddenly dangles in front of you, sort of hits you in your head. You have this grand sense of irritation until you realize it's help that's hit you in the face from up on high.
No, this is like real life. Whenever something really cool happens to me, everything after that is slightly disappointing. Like falling in a hole, getting hit in the head with a rope, a little humiliating. It's
you guys all didn't
payback.
have to take a run at it all at the same time. It's just,
I don't know. It's the luck of the draw.
that's how these things go.
Okay, I will climb up then.
Okay. Athletics check, please, for your
Okay,
climbing.
I can do that.
Yeah.
It is 15.
All right. So you grab the rope, you climb up it slowly but surely, using your legs as against the wall to sort of help offset some of the weight, and you make it up, and you see Stanley there, standing, beaming proudly at his immovable rod, this piece of golden metal that's just floating in midair that your rope is tied to.
All right, I'm up.
Your dragon self couldn't get out of a little hole, huh?
Shut up.
Click the button on the immovable rod, wind the rope back up.
And as this happens, it's very difficult to see it, but you hear a little coughing. Hello, Stanley, are you back?
Oh, it's that door, dude.
Are you here?
It's that
Stay
door.
creeping quietly.
Whoever you are, I hear you. I can hear you. I know you're there. You've done a horrible thing, and I will tell the door authorities about what you've done, and I'll have my justice and satisfaction. This is a crime against humanity.
I look at I look at Stanley and go, "Dormanity? What? She's crazy."
Knowing
Dude.
our DM, that's actually going to happen.
Yeah, dormanity at one point.
We're having flashbacks.
Finally, water, and then there's dormanities everywhere. Yeah, let's go. Shh, let's go.
Yeah, we should.
All right,
sneak
everyone,
out.
the three of you make stealth rolls.
Oh, jeez. I wish I was a liar. 2.
21.
12.
So assuming the same order, Stanley and Hope very quietly tiptoe out the exit that they remember, definitely the direction of Varel left, and as you do it, you can't see it, you just walk straight into a wall, and you make a really loud noise, and you're like, "Ow!" She goes, "I can hear you. I know you're there. Please save me from this. Help me. It's so smoky in here."
I don't.
I'll
I
reach
said-
out my hand to Nash.
Yeah, please.
Fix what you've done. Fix what you've... Murderer.
Maybe. Hold on. Stanley, I say through the pain of my face being smacked into the side of a wall. Maybe just press to digitate on our way out of here. Then she'll leave you alone. That'll be it. And they won't call the door authorities or whatever the hell it is.
Well, Nash, 1, she's tried to kill all of us. 2, there are no such thing as door authorities. 3, what do you think Prestidigitate is going to do? Exactly.
Well, make it look better so that she can just shut up. Make her door look like it didn't get hurt.
It doesn't remove smoke, Nash. It doesn't fix doors. The door's gone.
Well, then, forget I said anything.
So you guys have this very quiet conversation as you proceed down the hallway and leave Dorothy to her fate. Varel, as you run down the hallway, it starts to clear up, and you enter after a long, about 100 feet or so of running. You make it back to the familiar large chasm room, and the smoke in here is clear. You have full vision, and you sort of slow down in your steps to make sure you don't fall into the chasm, and you sort of run into it, and you're back in this room.
Friends, good job. Friends.
Yeah, no one else is with you.
Friends.
You can hear him echoing down the hall. You can hear him yell "friends" echoing.
We're on our way. We had a little adventure.
After a few moments, the rest of the party catches up to you, Varel.
This doofus fell in the hole.
Hey.
It was my fault. It was my fault. I almost fell in.
It's not her fault. It's just bad timing and it's dark. It's fine. I'm going to turn into a dragon and eat Stanley in a minute.
That's
good
like
teamwork.
To see you try. Before we continue too much further, this room is free of smoke, right? We can.
Yeah, you can see clearly. You're back in the room.
Okay.
You remember the mushrooms. There's some mushroom overgrowth all along the wall, the path along the wall leading back across.
Now, I think there would have been in the way that we were coming in, but just to be sure so we don't get caught off guard by anything, there were traps, right? Have those fallen quiet? Are those still glowing?
So yeah, you have you roll an investigation check, please.
6.
Okay. Well, you take a look to the glyph. Remember, there's a glyph near the exit to this room. It no longer appears to be on the ground, and you look across to where you remember it created a cloud of darkness, and there's no cloud of darkness there, and you see nothing, no etchings on the ground of any kind of traps or anything of that nature.
I'd like to do an investigation to see if the Grell body or I think the cat fell down the hole.
Yeah.
But has the Grell body been feasted on any other visitors?
Mm-hmm.
One.
Okay. Well, you try to have a look from where your vantage is, and you see it's been unmoved as far as you can tell. It may have been 2 weeks since you appeared, according to Dorothy, but to you, it's maybe been a day or so. It's as you remember. It's nothing about this room looks just disturbed or different as far as you can tell.
Well, everything seems
Except that the
relatively-
glyphs are not on the ground, and the magic effects from them are no longer active.
relatively safe. I figure maybe we could do this as a walk and talk, but while we're moving, I feel like I should point out that perhaps I was a little quick in my saying that the Oilbeards and the dwarves above should be considered enemies. May have been speaking from the heat of the moment, but it's occurring to me now that we don't have a way back to Slave Town. And I know that we also had thrown out the idea of not going back, but we don't have a way to get to the Celestium or really anywhere at the moment, unless we get back to that town and get the Fate 4 operational or some other vehicle in its place.
Bo,
So
how many
he's
people
the
can
dwarves.
I carry on my back when I'm in dragon form?
Well, I think you could. Let me just have a look at.
Because I looked at the thing and it's hard to tell. It doesn't really get into weights or.
So let me have a look here.
Because if I could fly us back to town, I'm happy to still consider them enemies.
It's weird because in the character sheet, when you look at the item, I included links to. You can make hyperlinks like to things, right? And I included links in them, but they don't appear on the character sheet, which is annoying. So it's like where it says you turn into this kind of dragon.
Well, here, I'll put it and I have it.
So hang on, I'm looking it up. It's just, under the original functionality you would have been able to see. So I'm sorry about that.
That's all good.
Yeah, so let's have a look here.
I stuck it in there.
Right now, you can transform into the stat block of the Black Dragon Wormling, so you're a younger dragon. So it's a medium mean.
Because my big worry, I'm not worried about Stanley or Hope, but we have a giant lizard.
I think medium is still 5x5, right? Like, I'm gonna look it up. So you guys continue to role play, and I'll look that.
All right. Well, Nash. I'll just say Nash suggests this to Stanley, and Stanley, you can decide what you want to do with it.
I mean, I think the big concern is how long are you able to maintain that form for, and if you're going to be able to carry us. I mean, it's relatively untested, and it would be a little rough to have you suddenly go back into your crusty self in the middle of the air over the open desert.
The dwarves are also industrious folk. If the spells, like these runes, disappeared 2 weeks ago, so did the undead. They would have likely fixed their lift.
Could be. Could be that we have an easy way back up. Nonetheless, I think we should at least be somewhat initially restrained before we go making any new enemies once we get back to the surface. There's no telling what the situation is in Slave Town. Orp could have come in and destroyed the whole place, or maybe the principal has come in. We have no idea of knowing what we're walking into.
So I can turn back. I can turn. There's no limit. I just have, when I turn back, I need a long rest before I can do it again. According to this, I still don't know about the weight thing though.
You also suffer exhaustion levels.
Right.
So what I'm going to say is part of the intent. I realize that you're a medium size until level 6 when you become a young black dragon. But I'm going to rule that you can mount people on your back. Now you are going to be subject to a strength, like an encumbrance limit, which I can figure out while you continue. But yeah, people can ride your back.
All right, so we've put this idea out in the group, and though there are a few things we're not sure of, it's at least an idea that we're playing with. Let's say it that way. And I turn to Stanley and say, well, if this elevator's available, we should go. I mean, that should be our first goal, is get to the top.
I agree. Let's see what the situation is and go from there. But felt like it was worth saying before anybody goes taking out anyone the second they see them. Let's at least be a little cautious.
A little.
A little.
Okay. But we don't have to be entirely cautious.
Look, I'd like nothing more than to throw one of those dwarves down the pit the way they felt they could to us, but for the time being, we should be safe.
Now, with Nash as a dragon, I feel like we should stop a few levels before the top, because I don't know how the dwarves will react if they see Nash. They see a dragon come out of the hole.
Well, if we can get up there without any trouble, I don't need to do this until we're there, and we can make that decision on the fly. And maybe it'll help us, because if we get there and they immediately come for us or force us back in or try to create a confrontation, that transformation may be enough to make at least some of them run and freak out and flee. So maybe we hold it till we get up there.
Well, maybe once they see that it's Nash, if he reverts back, maybe they'll hold a little bit. I'm okay if Nash takes a couple of shots before they figure it out. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, what's a injured Nash to us anyway? It's fine.
Well, you'll be a big, intimidating dragon. I'm sure you can handle it, right?
I'll do it for the team. I'll take one for the team.
You might take more than one, but we appreciate it.
I'll take 2 for the team.
Could be as many as 7, but I think you'll be okay.
I think we don't make this decision until we see that elevator.
All right.
I want to know that it's okay first, or what we're dealing with when we get to the base of it before we decide.
We'll keep going.
So it says here your strength capacity is your strength score multiplied by 15.
Okay.
This is the weight that you can carry, which is high enough.
15 times 11.
When you're larger, you can carry much more. If you carry weight in excess of 5 times your strength, you become encumbered.
165. That's my
Means
strength.
your speed drops by 10 feet. If you weigh 10 times, you're heavily encumbered. So 15 is your limit. Sorry, did you do the math on that?
Yeah, 165 strength is what it would be.
No, as a dragon.
That's what I mean. Because that's my
15,
that's my strength.
15 times 15 is 300.
No. My strength's 11. So
No, you have different strength than your dragon.
Oh! I thought you meant my base. Sorry, my base human strength.
Nope. Your strength will be using your ability scores.
So 15 times. Yeah, that makes sense now that you say it. 225.
15 times 15 is 225. Okay, so that would be how much you could carry. Sounds like Pharrell might weigh more than that. I don't know.
Because that's pounds, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Certainly Hope is carrying a lot. She might have to drop some stuff. Maybe. I don't know.
So what if we say, I'll fly Hope back while Varel and Stanley wait here and we'll go find a ride. Is that a bad idea?
Yes, traditionally going off on your own is a bad idea. If it takes multiple trips, we can always do that, but I don't think you two should set off on some grand adventure while we wait at the bottom of a pit.
Good point. So we could make runs, dump Hope off, come back, get you, come back and do Varel last. Or maybe Varel first because he weighs the most. I don't know.
If you think you're up to it.
I've never done this before. I have no idea.
This may all be a moot point if for some reason that lift is working, though. So let's get there, figure it out, and then we can figure out how you're flying us out of here. You know, Tobal Praith said this would be a trivial matter, and I don't see it being a trivial matter thus far.
Yeah, I think the goat was not being totally honest. What if we get to the top and there's vehicles or otherwise transportation there left by...
I guess one other thing I should point out to you, Nash, just because the item is new to you, and I'd like you to find interactions and things out on your own. And it's definitely better for players to have their own agency when it comes to coming up. I don't want to suggest solutions to you, but an aspect of this that's exceptional to shapeshifting is you do have access to the ability to cast your spells while in your changed form.
So I can do all the stuff I do now and while I'm in that form.
You can cast your spells in your alternate form.
Okay. Does that bump up any of their numbers?
I'm just letting you know that
it's possible. Okay. That's fine.
I don't know if that solves your problem. I'm not trying to give you the solution to the problem before you. I'm just saying that there are more options than just changing for you.
Well, let me tell you what that smells like to old Nash Magard of the Solar Mines. That sounds like if I made myself twice as big, I could take us all there, no problem. We just have to do it in a minute.
That was a really long fall, Nash. A really long fall.
You have a refresh. You can do it more than a minute. You've got a couple spell slots.
Well, that's true. How long do you think it'll take us by air? This is a lot of math.
All right, so there is
60 feet.
1,000 floors. Let's say it's about, the floors are not even. This isn't a building. This is a mine. So floors could be small, large. They don't have a consistent size. Let's say an average, because it's dwarf floors. Let's say an average of 5 feet. That's 5,000 feet.
Okay.
In 6 seconds, all right, let me get a second calculator app open here.
Good
you move
Lord.
60 feet per turn. So in 6 seconds, you can move 60 feet. Right?
Yeah. How many feet is the whole thing?
So 5,000 divided by 60 feet is 83 turns. And if it's roughly 6 seconds times 6 seconds, 500 seconds. So 500 seconds divided by 60 seconds in a minute, 8.3 minutes.
Yeah, I won't have enough refreshes for that. But if I'm twice as big, am I moving at twice the speed?
Oh, no, I don't think that's in your spell text. You'd have
There
to...
will be math.
Yeah.
I feel like Bo has just discovered the reason why in Skyrim there's always a convenient exit right where the end of the dungeon is.
Right.
It's like, we didn't know about this secret rockway that opens up right to the exit.
That's weakness from video game playing.
Yeah. Well, you know what you're like? You're like Vanilla WoW. All those terrible dungeons never had an exit. You had to
No, I'm like real life, where if you go into a hole, the only way out of the hole is back up the hole. not through something you touch in your pants that teleports you up top.
Right. I've never thought of my Hearthstone as a thing I touch in my pants, but I'm never gonna forget it though. I love it. All right. Well,
I'm getting saucy now.
I
I don't like this video game comparison. I'm like, this is like real life.
The more math we do on this, the less likely it feels possible to me to make it. That's
right.
if the elevator's down. I mean,
what if we use the key? Go tell Katobal Praith that he was really exaggerating when he said this would be easy. And we ask him for more help. But we
don't know if the elevator's fixed yet. So let's check that first.
Yeah, let's check elevator. If we have to, we can call Goat Man. And then we'll deal with it from there. If the elevator's working, problem solved. Because we can get up there, fight or not, whatever we got to do, and then this flight thing works.
And we're still walking during all of this conversation.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we've made progress.
It's been a lot of walking
I feel like
and
we
talking.
should point this out.
Yeah. We just did a lot of Aaron Sorkin dialogue in a West Wing episode. Just walking up and down halls. I love it.
Okay.
Oh, can I say one thing that is completely off track? Just real quick, Bo, you're the DM. You can tell me no.
Sure.
Okay. Somebody somewhere in my house saw a scene from Veep, and they all think that because they all have met Kyle, they all think Kyle. Has anyone seen Veep in here?
No.
Okay, there's a character named Jonah. Everyone thinks Kyle looks like Jonah. All right, but if you haven't seen the show, this is going to mean nothing.
Everybody's Googling it right now. Though.
Jonah's kind of a turd. You're not a turd. You're not a turd. So this is where the comparison ends because he's a turd and you're not. But he's really tall. He reminds me of your voice, your height. Right now he's bald, but he used to have a bunch of hair. It kind of looks like your hair. Like, I can totally see it. But since nobody really knows what I'm talking about, people in the chat are agreeing. I'm checking them real quick.
I make this face a lot through There Will Be Dungeons.
Anyway, sorry, Bo. Thank you for letting me have that moment.
No, that's okay. What level spell is your enlarge?
Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I thought it was level 3, or is it not? Hold on.
It's a first level spell. Oh, that's sleep. Never mind. It's a second level spell. Okay.
Oh, it is too. Why am I not? Hold on. This is really being weird. It's there it is. Spell. Okay, it is. So
it's unfortunate. You only have enough for 6 minutes.
Yeah, second level. I have. If that math's right, it's total of 6 minutes. Not even that. Maybe just shy of 6 minutes. So that's not going to get us to the top. I have a feeling Bo knows the elevator's broken.
I mean, it's an estimate, right?
Yeah.
The 8.3 minutes is an estimate.
I just get this feeling. I get this feeling that you're doing this math because
I'm not in the habit of giving you guys a solution to your problems. I've done some work for you already. This should be one of the players doing math.
Well, don't do any more math. I just have a feeling that elevator is going to be down. Just because you wouldn't be talking this way if it wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, if you'd like to roll some sort of check to see what you.
Well, let's get to the elevator. How far? How far are we?
All right, so you've walked along the passageway, along the chasm. And you've gotten to now. Remember, there's a passageway, and then there's a ladder leading up to that chamber. You know, the bed chamber.
Yeah.
That was there.
Yeah.
So you're there now.
Okay.
You as you approach down the hallway, you know the wet, black rock seems unchanged. This whole place has an ecosystem unto its own, and you see the ladder leading up.
All right, lamp in the mouth, and I'll start climbing.
All right, you start climbing up, and you make your way into the chamber where you'd moved the bed, and there was a nightstand that had disintegrated when you tried to open it. The dusty books that Stanley had tried to read and they had also disintegrated as he picked them up. The room very dusty. First thing that immediately jumps out at you is different with the lamp in there is that you see that there are dead corpses. Thin corpses all in the room, unmoving, that weren't there. They have flesh. They're bloated. There's a stench of dead rigor mortis in the room. You see the door that you came in. You had left it open. And from that way, there looks to be a body that's lying on the ground, sort of spilled over in the entranceway.
I will take the lamp out of my mouth. It's dead.
What's dead?
The dead. I think as we killed him, he was like, "My servants, come to me," and they couldn't figure out the trap door, so they died here. But the room's full of dead.
All right. We keep going then.
Are they dead?
Let me check. I'll go over and give one a poke with a toe.
Okay. Roll what would that be? A survival check. You're determining its nature and if it's alive. So let's do that.
Yeah, it's livelihood. 10.
Okay. You give it a poke with your toe and stare at it intently. Like you're gonna see any millimeter of movement after you poke this thing. And you do it a second time and a third time with different degrees of force. You notice the corpse did not move. It met your rigid standards of life when testing if someone is feigning death, which happens often in nature, and it's definitely dead.
All right, back over to the hole. Yep, it's dead.
Okay. We can never be too careful. We had a lot of undead problems coming down here. You understand why I'm nervous.
But we killed. I mean, I assume we've killed him twice now. I'm hoping he's dead. This is like twice dead. I hope he's 3 times dead.
I share your
4
hope.
times dead.
I share your great hope. And I also
about hope?
Nothing about hope. Her name is unfortunate in this context.
Oh, wait a second. I have an update. Sorry to interrupt on the math.
Beep, 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 beep.
It just occurred to me. That's 6 seconds of movement. I'm sorry to do this. Assuming you take an attack action on that same turn. Now, there is the dash action, which doubles your movement, meaning you could traverse 120 feet in 6 seconds. So, all that to say is actually the likely time of ascension would be 4.1, somewhere in the 4.1, 4.2 minutes environs.
Still.
Anyways, as you were.
Okay. Yeah. Still no good. Not gonna work.
Yes, you do.
What?
I'm gonna start climbing.
You can turn sorcery points into spell slots, and you have 4 available spell slots at the cost of the number of sorcery points equal to spell slots, right? So you have 4 spell slots. Am I mistaken?
You're correct. I do.
It says you have 4 sorcery points.
That's what you're talking about, right? Oh,
you have
spell
3
slots.
spell slots.
Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah, so that means you can convert your 4 points into 2 level 2 spell slots for 5 spell slots total, giving you 5 minutes of flight time. So you do have the means, utilizing all of your magical ability.
But I thought you said I needed 8.
That's before I realized you can use a dash action on your turn, and we can have the time in that calculation, which is why I interrupted, because I had a revelation in the middle of all that.
Okay.
Anyways, we'll say this occurs to your brain, Nash's brain, who's doing the math, and so you a light bulb comes on, and you think of this.
I go, oh shit! You guys!
And I'll look down. Nash, are you all right?
I'm fine. No, I think this will work. I've done the math. I can make it up there.
What'll work? What math?
I think I can make it. Double my size. All that stuff in dragon form. I think I can get us out of here, because this doesn't look like it's going to work without it. But I don't want to. I don't want to make a unilateral decision. So Stanley, do you understand what I'm saying, and do you want to try this?
I'm not great at math, Nash. So if you are and you figured it out, then we will climb that elevator when we come to it.
Okay. I'm ready to do this. I want to make sure everybody's on board. Hope, any concerns?
No, I want to make a saddle. Who needs a car when you have a dragon?
Yeah, Nash, that's interesting. Anyways,
Yeah,
I want to make a saddle.
Let's put a little saddle on him.
I like that.
Oh no, you want to put a saddle on him? Okay, I didn't get the connection.
Yeah,
Never mind.
no, she.
Oh,
I thought it was completely.
I've always wanted to craft a saddle.
I thought it was a complete non sequitur. I didn't follow that the saddle was for Nash.
No, I mean,
I've
saddle to
discovered
ride
my
me.
passion right here in this dark cave. It's leatherworking.
I want to make crochet. Well, thanks, Hope. That's good info.
Sorry.
No, that's
A
great.
little sweater.
So, can I carry one of them in my clutch, like in my claws? And will that help me at all?
Sure, however you want to do it.
All
They
right.
can probably all ride on top of you.
If they can all be on top, I'd rather do that.
Right.
I like when
It's
they're
gonna be
on top.
crowded. You're small, but you can do it.
Okay.
We'll see. They might have to drop some weight. That's another calculation we'll have to get to when we get to it.
Oh, shit.
I didn't mean to interrupt and derail.
Sorry.
Varel was investigating corpses and encouraging everyone to come up into the chamber.
Okay. We should go up there. Stanley, we should go.
Yes, we should. Get moving, math guy.
All right, I'm in front.
Okay, so you guys all climb up and join Varel in the room. As I described it, you notice that the room is unchanged except the door. You probably had left it open, and there's a body spilling out, lying on the ground, dead in the doorway entrance. And there's a few other bloated, rigor mortis-y type corpses, thin but bloated from death, on the ground, unmoving.
Well, they look dead to me.
We've confirmed they're dead.
Triple dead.
But twice dead. We're hoping Thailanders, triple dead.
Wait, they died, they got brought back,
Yes.
then they died.
That's only one
again.
death so far. And then we killed
Okay.
them, yes. But Thailander died, then we smashed him in the face, and then we disintegrated him.
It's like
He's triple dead.
it's
He's
like refried beans that have gone bad. Get it? Because you fry them, you refry them, then they go bad 3 times. No, that doesn't make
I have
sense.
not had these beans.
I've never eaten these, Nash. Is that a delicacy of the solar mine?
I wish to try these beans.
That's all we had was beans. Every day, beans.
Beans and films.
They'd walk down the hall and bang on the door,
Remember the films?
and they would
Torture,
slide.
truly.
They would slide a tray of beans under the door every day. I hate beans.
If I eat beans, will my heart be replaced with a...
No. Your regularity will be replaced. If you gather my meaning.
I do. Varel, don't talk to Nash right now.
I
We
never
don't have to go to the solar mines, do we?
I never want to see a bean again. Or the solar mines. We don't have to go.
That is good.
Yeah. I spent
I
enough
do not
time
wish
there
to
for
see the films or the beans.
good. Where do we go
Are you
now?
Are you ready to go, Nash?
Yes.
Are you good?
I'm good.
Okay, let's. Varel, if you would lead the way. I think Nash is done for the moment.
To the rock room.
Very well. You leave, and the party follows in the march order you've given me, and you make it through the long, dark corridor made of rock, cut into the rock, and back to the rock room where you find the oh so familiar sight of the rocks. And along the way, you do notice the odd corpse here or there, looking like perhaps the undead, while you were down below, were making their way back to their master somehow to defend it, but now are lifeless. You also see the corpse of Tickles, the man dog, where you left him under the rock, dead and bloated.
Forgot about
As you
that.
enter the rock room and see the familiar sights of the where you camped before journeying below. There's another exit, and about 30 or 40 feet out, you can see the sort of part of the room leading to the shaft that goes to the surface.
To the shaft.
You continue on and return as you return down this small corridor. You see it definitely looks evident that corpses had continued to fall down into the shaft after you had long left, and were crawling or making their way down to the cathedral below, and had lost their life, the energy or magic controlling them or giving them purpose seemingly gone from them. Now, the shaft room, as you enter, you look down, and the lake of blood is still there, thick, black, and viscous, and pieces of the elevator sort of jut out and rock. It's quiet, but you hear drips, drip, 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 and you see, nothing but rock, and you can't make out the top. You return to the room with the shaft.
I would like to listen for industry.
Very good.
10.
Okay. And you motion for everyone to be quiet as you turn an ear. You hear nothing. But the sound of the reverberation of wind in the shaft.
Well, they did fear the dead. Perhaps they did evacuate full after we didn't return. Well, shall we test math?
I think that's going to be the only option. Now, Nash.
Yeah.
Your estimates are that for about 5 minutes, we should be able to maintain you as a large dragon capable of carrying us out.
Correct.
And that it will take just over 4 minutes, roughly, for that ascent.
Barring any obstructions and unforeseen debris, yes.
All right.
Or
that
weird.
Does give us,
Yeah.
That does put us a little over the estimate, which is good. I still think some precautions should be made. This is an old trick, but I think it wouldn't hurt to do the immovable rod rope trick and tie us all 3 together. Sorry, Nash, you're the dragon. Can't tie you
Good
to
plan.
Wait a minute. Tied to my leg or my dragon wiener. Oh, wait.
Will that work if you go back into a human? Would that rope still be around your leg? I don't know. Where does all your stuff go?
Anything I'm wearing moves with me. So my robes and my under things, they stay here. But I don't think the rope counts. It's not going to loosen or tighten depending on my size.
Yeah, so to clarify some of the rules here. So for shape-shifting rules in particular, because you're the first shapeshifter we have in the game, and it's very specific across all classes, your game statistics are replaced by the beast, except for alignment, personality, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. You retain all your skill and saving throw proficiencies, including and gain those of the creature. You get whichever higher proficiency you have, yours or the creature's. When you transform, you assume the beast's hit points and hit dice. When you revert to your normal form, you return to the number of hit points you had before you transformed. So if you take damage that drops you to 0, then you get all your hit points back. But any excess damage will carry over, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. From a hit, for example. So it says you can't cast spells, but in this case you can't because you're a dragon and they can cast spells.
Okay.
And so you retain that. Transforming doesn't break your concentration. However, you retain the benefit of any features of your class, race, or other source while in the shape change. But you can't use special senses like dark vision. You choose whether your equipment falls to the ground in space, merges into your new form, or is worn by it. Worn equipment functions as normal. It doesn't change size or shape.
So I wonder
so your equipment merges with the form. If you gain equipment while in your other form, you would still have it on you. So a rope tied to you as a dragon would be tied to you in a man form, basically.
All right.
Cool.
The only concern is once you turn into a dragon, tying a rope around your leg and then getting back on you is going to take time.
So, Nash must kneel, and we all straddle him. Tie the rope around his leg before, And then upon transformation, we are all on his back, prepared, and ready to go.
Didn't it just say that the thing doesn't change its shape, though? So wouldn't the rope still be tiny and he'd just snap it?
The issue is he's also going to be enlarging himself. So he won't change out of dragon form. That's not the issue. It's that he'll shrink to a smaller size.
Yeah.
It's not the shape changing that's the issue. It's the enlarge reduce.
So we
Now,
don't
you
have to worry
can-
about him falling.
I mean, you can tie ropes in such a way that they tighten as tension is on it, right? So,
Well,
not
the
an
easier thing
impossible
is for
trick.
me to man up and just not have the rope. I mean, I know it's risky for me, but I don't know how else we're going to do this.
There's also 1,000 levels of breaks should we need them.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
There are worse places to die.
I'll tell you what. Hope, I'm going to give you the rod. You tie it to you and Varel. I will skip it. If anything happens to where Nash falls, I'll go with him and make sure he gets Featherfall cast on him.
Okay.
We could do this again.
I'll start tying the rope around. Bro, where would you like the rope?
Still hold on to the rope, mind you. But
Yeah.
Tie.
Tied.
Okay.
Alright.
Got the rod.
Are all of you tied except for Nash?
I'm not tied. I'm holding on to the end of it.
Okay, gotcha. And you're gonna ready Featherfall in the case of any problems, basically.
Right.
Sounds like. Okay. All right. Nash.
Like crouch
Party,
down.
the party stops talking and they look at you and
All right, I say, these boots are made for walking. Let's do this. So I get down in a crouched position, as Varel has suggested.
I run over and stand over him.
And you guys get on me. Get on me however you want to get on me.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
they can't get on you yet.
Well,
Why?
you're a man. That's
Yeah.
that's weird.
No, that's a
Oh,
speed,
because
right?
you're
For
not.
the
You're
speed,
right. No,
'cause he's
no, no.
going-
Because he's not tying me. Right. Never mind. I keep thinking we're being tied. It doesn't matter. Right. I can turn into this thing, and then everyone get on. Am I doubling the
Dreamed of
size in
this
here? I'm doing all this before we go. Right. The double. Everything's happening.
Yeah. So
right
what
now.
we're gonna do is for the doubling of size, you should change first. You can cast spells as a dragon.
Okay.
So don't cast any spells yet. Just change into a dragon.
All right.
There's
Here we
enough
go.
room for you
This
here.
is it. I'm coming in. The wings come out, and I go. Okay. This is the drill. Okay, I'm gonna get bigger now.
Wait, we
Wait,
need to
wait.
get on you.
Oh shit! Get on me.
Yeah. So they can straddle you and get on you. You have the size of medium, which means you're still a five. Like, you know, when we were doing the maps, you'd be 5x5.
Mm-hmm.
You don't occupy a bigger space yet. You're about the size of a young pony, let's say. You know, like you're not gigantic yet. Later on, you will eventually be, but you're a fearsome dragon. You're larger than the rest of them, but you're not there yet.
Well, let's go with
No,
a full-size pony, not a young pony.
Young
Maybe a
pony
horse.
dragon.
Stallion.
Okay, we'll say a full size pony. Okay. No, not a young pony. No, I guess maybe if you're picturing like a miniature pony, like not that. Like I'm just trying to give you a sense that you're not.
Right, I'm not a
humongous
huge
yet.
drakey-looking thing that you could fit. A
Not
caravan.
yet.
Yeah.
At level 6 and level 13, and I think 18, you'll get the next tier of size. At 18, you're going to be gigantic. You'll
Okay.
be humongous. You'll be able to carry a city on your back, probably.
Okay.
No, that's an exaggeration.
City
but
of
close to
gnomes.
it.
Gnomes. A
You'll
lot
be like,
of gnomes.
Deathwing style or Alex Strada. You'll be big,
Sure.
right?
Okay.
But right now, you're young.
You're a pony
young form.
dragon.
My mother had pony. My father had pony. All right, that's all I can think of. All right,
Okay,
so
Varel quickly mounts you without any hesitation or decorum. He knows what he needs to do with great instinct. He straddles you,
okay.
and then Hope and Stanley join, and now you can.
Are you
go
guys?
ahead and
Are you
cast
ready for
enlarge.
the doubling?
Yes. Are
Wait,
we ready?
before we start, I still need a weight check. We still need to do some
Oh.
weight.
Oh
How
shit!
much does everyone weigh, and including their equipment?
Except me,
Okay.
right? Or do I have to? Yeah.
271.
271.
271.
My character's bad at math, and
that includes her equipment. She has a ton of equipment.
Oh, okay. Because she's so diminutive in my
She
mind.
weighs probably like
140.
140. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I'm-
that's okay. All right.
I'm 258, although that's questionable because the rope apparently weighs 10 pounds, and I'm not holding it right now. So
that's 10 pounds. So you're 248.
Yep.
Okay. Varel.
326.
Okay. So very important here. 15. Okay. Let me get a third calculator up.
Oh no.
That calculator. So 15. Your strength is 15 times 15 is your max. In this form is 225. Now, I took some time to read the enlarge spell. And you go from medium to large size.
Okay.
So large size creatures can carry more. The rule's not 15; it's something else. Let me just get that information real quick here.
Okay.
This is true D&D, where I'm like digging in the handbook for everything.
No, this is great.
How to do this?
This is like a Saturday night past the
This
Cheetos.
is my favorite episode ever, where it's just like we got all the calculators out and we got to figure out how to do it right. I love this.
It's just we don't have a lot of other options to get out of here.
I looked this up and then I forgot what it said. Okay, larger creatures can bear more weight, where tiny creatures can carry less for each size category above. So I'm going to give you the large one, even though you're not, because you are a big dragon. We're going to do that.
Right.
Double for every size category above medium, double the creature's carrying capacity. So you're going to get 550 pounds of carrying capacity.
Oh, that's
Sounds
great.
like we're going to still have to shed some weight, or you're not going to be able to fly.
I don't think we can shed enough weight. I think the only shedding of weight is an entire person.
Will all my spell slots... I won't be able to cast this for a second run if I wanted, will I? I mean, I can stay in dragon form, but I can't come back down and do it again.
In my gear, there's a 10-pound iron pot I've been carrying around. I'll drop that. So I'll start digging in her backpack. She checks out an iron pot. So that's 10 pounds less.
I mean, let's do it this way. Let's figure out if it's even possible. What's your weight without gear? Let's assume we dropped everything.
Yeah,
what's your weight?
What's your weight without gear?
140.
I'm 188.
I'm 280.
So, case in point, dropping gear isn't gonna
188
help us.
140 minus 550. We're 58 pounds over light. Sounds like we need a way to lighten everyone.
Hold on, I got an idea.
I wonder if anybody has a way to lighten people.
Here's what
Right.
Wait.
Hold on, let me check the spell.
Okay, while you're checking a spell, the suggestion could be shrink all of you. Oh, that's individuals. Never mind. I can't
Plus,
shrink.
that would be using the spells we need you to use.
Yeah.
Your full power is going to be behind this enlarging of yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know, Bo. Featherfall does not say it makes people lighter. It just says it slows their rate of descent.
Right.
That's your call. I mean, I know we've kind of fudged it a little with the whole rapier thing, but it does not say it makes you lighter.
Kicking Nash.
I'm just enjoying being in this form.
I've dreamed of this moment.
All right. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna make a little rules bending, and allow your maximum weight to be increased to 700.
This is like hitting the tilde key in Skyrim and adding.
Because it's not an exact science. You are a dragon, and I'm giving you a little bit of the benefit of the dragon's doubt and inspiration, if you will.
Okay.
It still means people are gonna have to shed some stuff.
All right, how much stuff do we need to get rid of?
So let's start with Varel because he's the easiest. You weigh 280, but you clocked in at 320. Do you have anything? How down to essentials are you, Varel? Anything you can get rid of that you don't need?
Yeah, I could remove everything. So I got some rations. I have a rope that's heavy, like John said, 10 pounds of rope. The torch is broken, so that's actually gone. So I can get my death self down to 286 while keeping my beholder shield.
All right, get yourself down to 286 then. The reason I asked you first, everyone else has more stuff, is I feel like Varel would be quickest to just whatever.
Yeah, so I take off my string with the water skin, rations. If anyone tries to stop me, because that water skin string has the gold pouch on, I would just drop that. Everything's just gone.
Does it help me to drop my rations? It doesn't matter with me.
They're part of your form. Your weight is
okay.
You're trying to carry these other three, so your weight is managed fine.
That's a bummer because I'm carrying. Here are the three things I'm carrying: 1 day's rations.
Carry nothing.
I have 1 day's rations, a quarterstaff, and an old rag.
You also have the key to the Chateau Weir.
Yeah, but that thing doesn't even have a weight on it. It's 0. Anyway.
All right. So Hope, I feel like you're the biggest offender when it comes to excess weight. So what are you dropping?
If it helps, I'll tell you on my first pass, I got me down to 55 plus 188.
Okay.
Or wait, hold on. No, that's not right.
We've got Varel down to 288.
Where did I get this rag?
It'd be 45. I'm down to 233.
Okay. 233. You guys begin shedding items. 288 plus 233. 521. What did I say? 750?
Yeah.
750 minus 521. It's 229 pounds is your top limit. Hope.
I'm down to 232.
This is the first time I felt like we're all in an office together. Is how this feels right now. I love it. Bo from accounting.
I have 10 pounds of rations I could drop, but we're gonna have no food.
Then we've got to get out. My rations are on the floor too. So it's
Alright.
a bedroll.
I'll drop them. Removing all the rations.
That
puts me at 223.
We can get food in town.
You're at 223 now, so we should have enough. How much are you at, Hope?
Let me do the math again. I think it was 232 or something. 232.
743. All right.
We got it.
We achieved our weight class. So what you're going to do, Nash, is you're going to use up all your spell slots and all your sorcery points.
Yep.
To cast a mega long version of Enlarge on yourself, right?
Yep.
All right.
I'm marking them now off because may as well. We'll all forget.
All right.
Where the hell did they go?
Yeah, mark them all off. They're all expended.
Okay. You guys, are you guys ready?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Barry.
Is everyone on me now? Is that the deal?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll firmly hold on to Varel
I have been mounted.
with the stick.
All right.
You've been mounted.
Here-
It's time to enlarge.
Here goes. Enlargement happening. Whoops, that's arrows. Enlargement happening now.
All right, between your thighs, all three of you, you can feel the vibrating of the scales as the dragon form enlarges underneath you, and your legs sort of spread into a mount, like you were kind of standing and straddling him, right? Because as your legs spread, and now you're on this giant back of a large winged beast, and you hear as Nash yells out a yell he just can't keep in from his natural form, and you're now mounted upon the dragon. He's about elbow deep in the viscous blood pool, and the wings start flapping. Nash, ready for your say so.
All right. When you guys are you guys ready?
Nash, go!
I'm going.
Go.
Here we go.
All right, your wings, like, they're able to make their full wingspan right now. You're actually small enough to fit in this place as the wings sort of just gently touch the sides and create this giant force of wind, and dust and smoke sort of fill up in the room as you just get to floating. And then you slowly start to move up. And as you move up, this is the first time you've really ever flown before. You enjoy it. It's fun, and you start flying faster, and you lean back, and everyone is on your back going, "Whoa!" As they have, you're not flying up way, you're flying this way, and they're all sort of clutching on for dear life as you start going flying faster than you've ever thought possible, and you start rocketing up to the top. And floors and stone rock fly by you. The cool wind is refreshing, and it's the only thing. The comfort of the wind and the cold air is the only thing shielding you from the fear of falling off, because he's flying up so wildly and without care. Except, I don't think Varel would be as scared. This is great. This is a magnificent thing that you're a part of. You fly up to the top, and very quickly, a minute goes by. 2 minutes go by of this. 3 minutes go by. And 4 minutes go by. And everyone's starting to get a little tired from clutching on so strongly to this wild beast.
Hold fast! I yell.
Nash, you start to see the entrance up at the top. From your vantage, you can see the entrance.
I can see the entrance from the top.
So, what I want to know is, are you going to slow down and go in peacefully, or are you just going to fly? You could fly through as quickly as you are flying right now. It's totally up to you. You don't have time to consult with your party.
Oh, I don't? Okay. Oh, shit.
Unless you decide to slow up, and then you could consult with them.
Do I
But you have this amazing momentum right now.
I feel like I just want to zip in there, and if they're there, fine. We scare the hell out of them. Let's do it.
Okay, and so even though you feel like it might be the responsible thing to slow down and stop and discuss how to do it, there's no time, there's no telling how much longer this magic of your spell is going to last. You decide just to go for it. Whew, you crest over the entranceway and fly up into the room. And this room is large, the entranceway, and there are piles of rocks and minerals, and you just see there's about a dozen dwarves, and they all just turn to look at you, and many of them drop what they're doing, and their eyes are as wide as walnuts as they all look, and one of them yells out, "It's a fucking dragon!" and we'll take our break there.
Nice. I love it.
All right, that was awesome. We're going to take a quick break, everybody. Don't go anywhere, or do, because we're going to be gone for about 10 minutes, maybe a little less, so come on back shortly, and we'll talk to you soon. Hang in there.
DRB.